Every single time you get in a car, you perform this incredible feat of physics without even thinking twice about it. With just a small turn of a wheel, you command this massive, heavy machine to change direction with surgical precision. So let's pull back the curtain and really get into the brilliant engineering that makes it all possible. I mean, really think about it. How does that simple, tiny movement of your hands translate into enough force to pivot the wheels of a 2-ton machine, especially when it's standing still? It honestly feels like some kind of magic trick, but the reality is so much cooler. Yeah, it's not magic at all. It's a pure masterclass in mechanical advantage. The whole steering system is one big, clever machine designed to do one thing: multiply the tiny force you apply at the steering wheel into something powerful enough to wrangle the friction, weight, and momentum of your entire car. Okay, so the heart of this entire operation is the steering gearbox. You can think of this thing as the muscle of the system. Its whole job is to take that easy rotation from your steering wheel and crank it up, converting it into a much, much stronger movement. In a typical car, you're looking at a gear reduction ratio of around 20-1. So what does it actually mean? Well, picture this. You're on a bike, and you're about to go up a really steep hill. You click down into that super easy low gear, right? You have to pedal like crazy, but each push is almost effortless. That's gear reduction. A 20-1 ratio means for every 20 degrees you turn the steering wheel, the road wheels only turn one single degree. You're trading a lot of easy movement for a little bit of incredibly powerful movement. Now, there are really two main ways engineers get this done today. Over on the left, you've got rack and pinion. This is what's in almost every modern car and SUV. It's light, it's precise, and it gives you that really direct, connected to the road feeling. But on the right, you have the heavyweight champion, recirculating ball. This is built for big trucks and serious off-road vehicles. It is incredibly tough and powerful, and it's designed to soak up huge hits from the road, giving you a much smoother, more isolated feel. So, the gearbox creates the power, but how does that force actually get from the box to the wheels? Well, it travels through this really elegant mechanical chain, a whole series of levers and rods, all working together in perfect sync. And this is the exact path that force takes. The gearbox turns a big, strong lever called a pitman arm. That arm then shoves a long bar, the center link, from side to side. And from there, the tie rods push and pull on the steering knuckles. Those are the hinges that your wheels are actually mounted to. It's like a perfect chain reaction. The gearbox turns the arm pushes the link moves the rods, and just like that, the wheels turn. But all that hardware, that's really only half the story. The real secret sauce to how a car feels, how it handles, that lies in the invisible geometry of the wheels themselves. We're talking about the secret tuning we call wheel alignment. This is what gives a car its personality on the road. And it really boils down to 3 critical angles. First up is caster, and that is all about high-speed stability. If your caster is off, your car will feel like it's wandering all over the highway. Next, you've got camber. That's the top to bottom tilt of the wheel, and it's absolutely crucial for maximizing your tire's grip in a corner. If it's wrong, you'll see your tires wearing out on just the inside or the outside edge. And finally, there's toe. This makes sure your tires are pointed perfectly straight ahead. A bad toe angle will chew up your tires, leaving this weird, feathery pattern across the tread. To really get what caster does, just picture the front wheels on a shopping cart. See how they trail behind the pivot point? That little detail is exactly why they automatically snap straight when you push the cart forward. That's positive caster in action. It's this exact geometry that gives your car a natural desire to drive straight and allows the steering wheel to gracefully return to center all by itself after you finish a turn. All right, so we've multiplied the force with gears, and we've tuned the car's personality with geometry. But what happens when we push things too far? What happens at the limit when you turn that wheel and ask the tires for more grip than they can possibly give you? Well, this is where the real fun begins. To understand what happens next, we have to talk about one key concept: slip angle. It sounds a little technical, but it's actually super simple. A tire that's working hard in a corner isn't actually going exactly where it's pointed. The rubber is flexing and squirming, creating this tiny critical angle between where the wheel is aimed and where the car is actually traveling. Learning to manage that slip angle is the secret to everything. Now, when your front tires can't handle the cornering force and their slip angle gets too big, you get what we call understeer. This is that classic feeling where you're turning the steering wheel, but the car just keeps wanting to plow straight ahead. It feels like the front end is washing out, pushing wide, and just refusing to tighten its line. And the exact opposite of that is oversteer. This is when the rear tires are the first to lose grip. You feel the back of the car get light and start to slide outwards. This causes the car to rotate, turning much more sharply than you actually intended. This is that classic fishtail you see in action movies. So this leads to a really interesting question, right? Why is it that basically every single passenger car you can buy is designed from the factory to understeer? I mean, if it's a loss of control, why would engineers intentionally build it into the car? And the answer, simply put, is safety. An oversteering car can become really unstable really fast and even spin out with almost no warning. Understeer, on the other hand, is predictable. It doesn't have a critical speed where it suddenly snaps. It's a much gentler, more stable, and easier to correct way for the car to tell you, hey, you're going a little too fast for this corner. So even with all these built-in safety nets, you, the driver, are the final piece of the system. So let's talk about what you can do, how to be the hero in the driver's seat, and correct a slide when it happens. Okay, when the car starts to plow, your gut instinct is going to scream, turn the wheel more. That is the absolute wrong thing to do. You've already asked too much of the front tires. The correct response is to gently ease off the gas. This will shift the car's weight forward, putting more pressure on those front tires and helping them grip. You might even need to unwind the steering wheel a little bit to let them bite again. And through it all, keep your eyes locked on where you want to go. Now, catching an oversteer slide, that's a whole different dance. It's much more dynamic. As the rear of the car slides out, you have to quickly but smoothly countersteer. That means you steer into the slide. If the back steps out to the right, you steer to the right to catch it. And just like before, look far down the road where you want to end up. Your hands will instinctively follow your eyes. Then, just use smooth and gentle throttle or brake to get the car settled again. So let's bring it all home. That simple turn of your hands gets massively amplified by a gearbox. It's sent down a mechanical chain of rods and levers, and it's all guided by that secret geometric tuning of the wheel alignment. And while this whole system is designed to be stable, to understeer predictably, when things do get loose, you are the final and most important part of that control system. So the next time you get in your car and head into a corner, think about all this. See if you can feel the self-centering action from the caster or the way the tires bite into the pavement. You are commanding some serious physics with just a light touch of your hands. Now that you know what's happening, what will you feel on your next turn?